It started quietly, the way most neighborhood problems do, small enough to ignore, frustrating enough to remember. A package marked delivered that never appeared on the porch. A neighbor's medication missing overnight. Someone else's birthday gift gone before sunset. At first, residents blamed delivery drivers, weather, or simple mistakes. After all, porch pirates were becoming common everywhere. But this neighborhood was different. It was gated, monitored, and ruled tightly by the HOA. Within weeks, the complaints multiplied. A mother posted in the community Facebook group asking if anyone had seen a brown Amazon box with her address. The post was deleted within minutes. Another resident emailed the HOA office and received a cold, copy-pasted response: "The HOA is not responsible for lost or stolen packages. Please contact the carrier." The message was signed by the HOA president himself. That was when people started noticing the pattern. Packages weren't disappearing randomly. They vanished during the day, usually between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Always from porches near the walking path that looped around the neighborhood. And always on days when the HOA president took his long, deliberate inspection walks, clipboard in hand, smiling politely, citing residents for trash cans left out too long or lawns half an inch too tall. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The same man who fined residents for minor violations was lecturing them about responsibility and honesty. In one community-wide email, he warned against false accusations and claimed that rumors could result in HOA penalties. He suggested residents stop installing doorbell cameras, citing privacy concerns and HOA bylaws. Some people complied out of fear. Others felt a knot form in their stomachs. The tension grew. Neighbors whispered instead of talking openly. Packages were rerouted to friends' houses outside the community. Some residents waited by their doors for deliveries like guards on night watch, except T. Once suspicion took root, it refused to stay quiet. One resident began keeping a handwritten log, delivery times, tracking screenshots, and the exact minute packages vanished. Another saved every HOA email that mentioned privacy, false accusations, or security restrictions. Alone, these details meant nothing. Together, they formed a pattern that was impossible to ignore. The disappearances followed a schedule. Deliveries that arrived early in the morning stayed untouched. Packages dropped after sunset were safe. But anything delivered late morning or early afternoon vanished with eerie consistency. When neighbors compared notes privately, one detail kept resurfacing: the HOA president's daily walks. He never missed them. Clipboard tucked under his arm, phone in hand, he strolled past porches like a man inspecting merchandise rather than homes. What made it worse was how the HOA rules seemed to shift overnight. A proposed security camera ban appeared on the agenda. Motion-activated cameras were labeled invasive. Doorbell cameras were said to violate community harmony. Residents who questioned the changes received warning letters about creating hostility. The message was clear: stop looking. Still, a few people refused to comply. One resident, careful and patient, installed a doorbell camera inside a front window, angled just enough to capture the porch without technically breaking HOA rules. Another hid a small dash cam behind a plant, recording only during delivery windows. They didn't tell anyone, not even their closest neighbors. Trust was thin, and fear traveled fast. Days passed. Then weeks. Finally, the footage caught something chilling. The HOA president appeared on screen, walking casually up to a porch. He glanced around, not nervously, but confidently. He picked up a medium-sized box, read the label, and smiled. No rush. No disguise. Just entitlement. The camera captured him walking away, clipboard still under his arm, as if he were doing official B. The plan took shape quietly, over whispered conversations and late-night meetings in living rooms with the curtains drawn. No emails. No text messages. Everyone involved knew the risk. If the HOA president sensed even a hint of suspicion, he could shut everything down with fines, threats, or legal notices. So the residents waited, pretending nothing was wrong, letting packages continue to disappear as if the neighborhood were still blind. Then came the decoy. One resident ordered a plain brown box, nothing flashy, nothing tempting. Inside was a small GPS tracker, activated and tested twice, along with an item of little value. The package was addressed clearly, delivery instructions followed perfectly, and his signature required note was added, knowing from experience that it would still be left on the porch. A hidden camera was already in place, recording only the doorway and the walking path beyond. The delivery arrived at 11:17 a.m. By 11:32, the HOA president appeared. The footage later showed exactly what everyone feared. He slowed as he approached the porch, glanced left and right, then picked up the package with practiced ease. He didn't hesitate. He didn't knock. He simply turned and walked away, clipboard under one arm, the box tucked neatly under the other. At that exact moment, the GPS tracker pinged, moving. The residents watched the signal travel across the neighborhood in real time. Past 3 streets. Past the community pool. Straight into the HOA president's garage. That was all they needed. The police were called, not through the HOA, not through community channels, but directly. Officers arrived within the hour. The HOA president was still confident, still smiling, insisting it was all a misunderstanding. He claimed he was holding packages for safekeeping. He even tried to cite HOA bylaws. The officers didn't argue. They followed the GPS signal. When the garage door opened, the truth spilled out. Stacks of packages lined the shelves. Amazon, FedEx, US.